My vision is just to shine a light on artists. Give them an opportunity and a space to tell their story. Expose people to the music, and who these artists are as people. Just looking to introduce artists to audiences and audiences to artists. This is for them. This is for us. Currently, there's been an extensive conversation about where Black artists fall in terms of genre and musical categories they're placed in. As we moved into the 2010s, there's been a huge influx of what folks refer to as alternative music in relation to the more traditional genres. After Rihanna's Anti and SZA's Control, alternative R&B has been a term that was coined to separate the notable 90s and 2000s R&B sound from the R&B being put out now. Lucky Daye is an artist that has called upon fans and critics alike to ask them to stop boxing him in. And then we have the ever so famous example of Beyonce's Lemonade, and the idea around genre bending, as you can find traditional pop, R&B, but also a little rock and a little country on that album. More and more Black artists are asking folks to stop boxing them in. They don't want limitations to be placed on them about the type of music they make. Which is why I am thrilled to sit down and have a talk with our guest today, Richie J. Richie is a producer, singer, and songwriter who helps craft the sound and music for so many other people. But when it comes to his own body of work, he is known for mixing contemporary country music with neo-soul. Those may not be two genres people would traditionally pair together, but when you take away the sound and focus on the storytelling, it's easy to see how they could be blended. Welcoming our guest, Richie J. So Richie, first, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day, busy week to come and chat with me. I greatly appreciate it.
I appreciate the invite, and I'm so happy to be here. I really appreciate you.
Good, I'm glad. Well, let's have some fun. Let's get into it. I did want to play a little game with you just so that the people who are at home watching can get to know you better. Yeah.
Okay, I'm all for it.
So we're going to play a game of this or that. All right, so first up, because I know you are from South Carolina, but you currently live here in Georgia.
Yeah.
So South Carolina versus Georgia, which one do you prefer?
Georgia.
Okay. Do you have a particular reason why?
It's more opportunity. It's more Black excellence. South Carolina is the good old boy system. I've shout out to my mom. Like, if I didn't leave South Carolina, I'd be dead or in jail.
Oh, wow.
Seriously.
Yeah.
So leaving South Carolina without any family in Florida, then coming back here, any family in Atlanta, it's the best thing that ever happened to me.
Okay. All right.
Georgia.
Producing versus songwriting.
Songwriting.
Okay. All right.
But I'm still going to produce.
Okay. Hey, it's not indefinite. You don't have to. Yeah. I guess we could put a spin on it, like if you only had to do one for the rest of your life.
Producing. Definitely producing.
So it changes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because when you produce, you technically songwrite. So, yeah.
I could see that. Yeah, it kind of like informs the way the story flows.
Exactly.
I'll take it. So rapping or singing?
Rapping. Okay. I think singing is singing is a different art, and it has so many different avenues, and raps is you expressing how you feel is through poetry.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I like it. Netflix or YouTube?
Netflix.
Okay.
I just watched Bridgerton season 2.
Okay.
Shout out to my wife.
I haven't caught the first wave of Bridgerton.
It was
People
good.
tell me I'm behind. I'm like, okay.
I don't really have much time to watch TV and Netflix and all that good stuff. So I catch up when I can after I work, after studio's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I hardly ever watch TV or movies. Like, I'm always on YouTube watching. No surprise here, folks. Interviews. I'm always watching interviews. So, you know, when you're making music or when you feel like you really need to lock in, or when you're songwriting or even just reading or, you know, writing for yourself, processing and things like that, to kind of like concentrate, do you put on jazz music or lo-fi beats?
Neither.
No.
I can't listen to music.
Oh.
And so when I'm in the creative process, like right now, I'm working on a good friend of mine's, her album, and I'm releasing music constantly. I don't listen to anything.
Oh, wow.
In the car, like, my music's turned all the way down. So I get to play with my thoughts.
Okay.
You know, so I'll have my voice recorded, if anything, and you'll see my phone right now. It's just a whole bunch of bebops or melodies or just song ideas. But yeah, when I clean, I listen to lo-fi.
Okay.
So there you go.
Right.
Yeah.
I respect it. I don't think I ever would have thought of it that way. I always imagine, me as a consumer anyway, from my point of view, I always imagine that people who are into music and do music, like just music is always on all the time. But I never thought about like just turning it off so that, you know, whatever you're taking in doesn't influence whatever it is that you're trying to create.
Exactly. So I'm trying not to be like anyone or anything. So my music's my own. Absolutely. So I just turn it all off, because if I hear a Yachty song or Lil Nas X new song, I'm going to make something kind of similar to it, or it's the same key, or it's going to be similar. So I just turn it all off. That's
smart. And that's probably smart because you don't want no like copyright infringement.
Exactly.
People getting.
We live in a copycat age right now. Like everybody wants to do what they seen versus being original. So
I respect that. That's pretty dope. I learned something new from like the artist's point of view. Okay. Do you prefer talking on the phone or texting as like your form of communication?
Texting.
Okay.
Definitely texting. I'm not even texting. I'm like, don't contact me unless like you need me.
Okay.
I seen it was a meme, some kind of meme on Instagram a couple of days ago. It was like, I'm the type of friend I don't want to talk to you in weeks, but when you need me, I'm there. Like, okay. That's kind of how I am. I'm a recluse. I'm with my family. I'm doing music, so I don't really have time to like, you know, I hate small talk.
Okay.
So.
Fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Let's talk big talk.
Yeah. Are you a night or morning person?
Definitely night person.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm running on 1 hour of sleep right now. I'm definitely a night person. I'm up in the studio. I'm creating. I'm banging on trash cans, like trying to find a new sound to put in this new song. Yeah. I even started like doing gigs on Fiverr, writing songs for people just to keep me busy.
Okay.
So I'm night owl.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't go to sleep.
I respect the night owl, right? But please get your rest. Like, we need you here. We need you healthy. We need you well so that you can continue to produce. Okay. All right. That's fair. Yeah. That's fair. I'll take it. And then the last one is, would you rather give a quick pep talk or a more lengthier motivational speech?
Quick pep talk.
Okay.
Short, sweet, and to the point.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for playing along.
You're welcome.
Just so you know, warm you up, make sure that the people at home get to know you, and that, I essentially get to know you as well.
Good.
All right. So now that we've, gotten to know you better from like this or that, I just want to, dive in and dive a little bit deeper. So what would you say the most satisfying part of making music is for you?
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt, it is seeing someone's reaction to it and it really touching them. Like that song meant something to me.
Okay.
I'm going to play it because I really like that song, not just because it's the hot thing or anything like that, because I'm going through something and I cried to that song. That's where I was at. Like, that's the most meaningful thing in music to me. Changing somebody's life even for a minute, putting a smile on their face even for a second. Like, it's the emotional tie, when they hear the words or the beat or whatever the case may be, that emotional tie, that's the most important thing. the most impactful thing for me for music.
Okay. I did notice when I was listening to a couple of the songs under your profile that it seems as though you make like very introspective music. It seems like you make like people first music is what I call it. And you've just said so yourself, like you're not into making anything that trends or whatever. Like you want to make things that resonate with people.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm curious, what were you like as a child? Like, were you very introspective? Like, how did we arrive to this introspective space for the kind of music you create?
That's a good question. As a child, I was, I have 5 brothers and sisters, and I'm the youngest, but like the age gap is big. So I was raised like an only child, and I just had a lot of time with my thoughts. Okay. My mom always used to say, idle mind is a devil's workshop. Oh, so yeah. I got into everything, and just I grew to love people. I'm a people person. I would love to see people smile, and I love to meet new people and hear their stories and get their perspectives. Hence the reason why I hate small talk. Let's talk about the big idea, the big picture.
Yeah.
So just going through school, in high school, I met my best friends till this day, and we started making music together, and our music creating process was always the same. Like we'd sit down and talk about what we did today in school, or this new girl we met, or I had a gold Honda Civic, and we made a song about it used to smoke on one side, so it was black on one side from all the soot that came out of the exhaust.
Yeah.
So we made a song about that. It was always this real music, you know what I mean? Music that we could relate to, nothing crazy, nothing fabricated, because you know that's the popular stuff, the fabricated stuff. But the really meaningful stuff, the stuff that we can still talk about to this day. We know every lyric to every song that we ever wrote because it meant something.
Yeah, you've lived it.
Exactly.
Yeah, pretty cool. Do you want to shout out that group?
Yeah. Yes. D-Lo, Dustin, Skeeter Kid, Scandal, Stefan, and JJ, Julius. Like, I love you boys. You are the reason I still do music to this day. Even if you guys don't, I'm still rocking, and I'm not me without you guys. So I really appreciate everything we did and went through together. 3CD4L, got it tatted on my elbow. Like, yeah, we're super tight. We're super tight.
What does the group stand for?
It's Third Court Delinquents. So long story how we got the name, but we were a bit of delinquents. We were hot-tempered and active, and you know we were about that life in South Carolina. Hence where I had to leave. But we truly loved each other, and it's hard to find that.
Yeah,
it's hard to keep it.
Yeah. Wow, that's beautiful. Yeah. So, you know, with you having been part of a group at one point in time, what would you say is the most rewarding part of being in a group, like making music with people? And then what is the most challenging part of being part of a group and making music with people?
I'll say the most rewarding part is you get to pick each other's brains and really like create something together. It's like almost you're creating a child. You know what I mean? It's like you got the peanut butter, I got the jelly. Oh my God, this is peanut butter. It tastes so good. That's
revolutionary.
Exactly. It's something that you couldn't come up with by yourself, but you got your partner. That's why I love the song right now, because I can take an idea or experience you had and bring it to life, and it's like peanut butter jelly. I can put bananas on it and it tastes even better. Oh my God. I'll say that's definitely the most rewarding part, is the collaboration, constant collaboration. We didn't make a song without at least one other person. You know what I mean? It was perfect. The most challenging part definitely is personalities. I have a big personality. I have a strong personality. And as I got older, it got stronger. So, and if I don't like something, like I don't like it. And maybe you take that personally. Your love language is different than my love language.
Right.
But if I'm saying something passionately and you take it as offense, you know, that's where the butting of the heads are going to come into. And that's really challenging, to humble yourself. Learn to humble yourself and learn to take it as criticism. Well, take criticism as critique.
Okay. Yeah, like an end-all be-all kind of a thing. Like, you know, opportunity to grow. And
it's okay if you don't like peanut butter and jelly. It's okay. You know?
Yeah.
Just eat the bread. With it. Just the bread.
Oh, man. So I know you mentioned, like, growing up in South Carolina, there were some different, like, ups and downs that you had.
Yeah.
Just, you know, coming of age and figuring out your place in the world.
Right.
Would you say that is what led you to make the kind of music that you make? Like, what led to, like, the introspective wave?
When I had my child, when I had my daughter, that's when everything kind of switched. South Carolina was 100 miles per hour. Even when I went to college in Florida, it was 100 miles per hour. I got to Atlanta and I had my daughter, and I was driving the speed limit. It was like, I want to make this for her. I'm leaving everything to her, and just, you know, what can her and her friends listen to? Not just now, but for the rest of their lives. What do I want to listen to? Not just for now. It's not for now. Like, the moment's nice, but I'm living for forever, you know? So
Right.
I want some forever type music, and the people connecting people music is the wave I can be on forever, you know?
Absolutely.
The songs I'm making now, I can play them at 70, I can play them at 80, you know? So.
Yeah, that's really awesome to think about. Just, like, trying to figure out, like, that timeless factor.
Right.
Because, I mean, a lot of the stuff, I think about that sometimes. I'm like, is my favorite album now going to be my favorite album when I'm 60 years old?
Right.
Like,
Music changes so fast, you know, and it's a different trend today as it is tomorrow, and new people are coming in and out, and what's going to last, you know? So
Yeah.
I'd rather one loyal fan for the rest of my life than a million, you know, people riding the wave.
That's very profound. But I respect that. I respect that. So when I say this, don't get offended.
It's impossible.
But I have to ask, I mean, I know you mentioned your mom, but, like, who raised you? And I mean this in a good way. Like, I mean this in the best way. I was like, yo, when I was listening, I'm like, hey, yo, like, who raised Richie? Because, like, your music just feels community centered. Like, when I listen to it, it feels bigger than, like you said, just the moment or just yourself. Right. So I had to know, like, that was one of the first thoughts that crossed my mind. I'm like, who raised this guy? Because he makes music that, like, seems like just brings people together. Or
everybody. I think everybody. My first best friend, my sister Ivy, she raised me like I was her son. Like, I couldn't talk to girls because she was in the way. Like, she was like, "Who is this calling? He's not here." I'd be sitting right there. Like, what are you doing? Definitely my mom. Like, my mom's just the family's backbone, and my aunts and my brothers, and they all, like, raised me. My dad, like, raised me. Like, I'm a community child. So there you go.
Yeah, I could, like, it was evident through just the lyrics that I was listening to. And I found that, like, super beautiful. I'm like, he had to have had a super strong village, like, in order to make the kind of music that he's creating. So shout out to the fam. Like, y'all did an excellent job.
Shout out to the fam. I love you guys.
Do you remember the very first song that you memorized?
My song or somebody else's?
Someone else's.
Yes. My brother used to come get me from where we lived in Walterboro to go hang out with him in Beaufort. And it was Mace and P. Diddy's song, Bad Boy for Life.
Okay.
Yeah. We used to drive down this back road, like, I can't remember the highway name, but his gear shift used to come off, and that was the microphone. So he'd rap Diddy's part, and I'd come on with Mace's part. And Mace was my favorite rapper back then. Just because of that, it was just, yeah, definitely.
That's pretty incredible. The reason why I asked that question is because I feel like a lot of times the first song that somebody remembers informs, like, it leaves that impression, like that music leaves that impression on them to either want to create or to drive them to do whatever it is that they want to do in the world. So,
right.
Yeah.
It's dope. I can definitely say that. Definitely say that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was definitely curious just to see how it like tied into your personal musical journey.
Can't stop, won't stop, bad boy,
Hey,
baby. It's bad
there
boy.
we go. There we go.
That's it. Can't stop, won't stop.
That's awesome. So once an artist has the music on their hard drive, right? Okay. And it's released into the world. Before that process even happens, you know, during the writing of the song, during the producing of the song, just trying to figure out the song conceptually, I wanted to know if you feel like you have any responsibility as an artist before your music is off the hard drive and released into the world.
Yeah, I think first and foremost, you have a responsibility to yourself. Okay. To be honest with yourself, which is hard sometimes. You know what I mean? If you want to make music that people like, sometimes it's not the honest truth. It's not the whole truth. But I think you have I have a responsibility to be honest with myself first. Is this the picture I want to paint? Is this who I really am? Okay. Because what's out there is out there. You know what I mean? You heard songs that I didn't even know you heard songs. You know what I mean? But it's out there, and you have this whole perspective of me that I can't control. You just have to go by the music, what I'm saying in my music. So I have to paint that picture the right way. You know? Right. So if I paint a picture of a thug and I come in here looking like this, like you're looking like, okay.
See, adding up. Like, this ain't that.
Books and bullet holes. Books and bullet holes. No, it don't work that way. You know? Yes.
So a large reason why I created this show, one is not only to shed a light on you all as the artist, right? And to expose people to your music and who you are as people, but for people who are out there who are trying to create music and wanting to create music, but there are different things that hold them back for various reasons. I have my own philosophy on it. I think a lot of people don't release things into the world based out of fear. So what could you tell any up-and-coming artist, any inspiring artist, anyone who has like their music right on the hard drive, but they're afraid to release it, they're afraid to upload it? Like, what advice would you give them to push through like the criticism and the judgment and the critiques and opinions and all of that people may have?
I'll say this. It's definitely hard. It's challenging to get past that fear because it's real. I know people right now with more talent in their pinky than I have in my whole body, but they just have that fear, and that's what you're overcoming. You're not overcoming the thoughts of this person or that person looking at you. It's your own fear. Like, so I would say to get past it, record it on your phone. Like, you have to start with something, baby steps. I turn off the music. I literally get in my car and I hum notes to the phone. You have to record something, because you never know what you're going to have. Yeah. You don't know. Now, it's a difference between being I want to, then I'm going to. You know, people are, I want to, or I got this song in my head that I'm going to put down. Those are I want to people. Yeah. I'm going to people who are going to be like, well, I bought a microphone. I actually did something to start that musical journey, because it is a journey. It's not a Amazon click buy now button. It's not. It's work, and whoever's going to put that work in, and you know, the seeds you plant now, and it's going to be the harvest you sow soon later. You know, so absolutely, just jump. You like to jump right in. Yeah. Jump.
That's good advice. Like, just, I often say the hardest part is just starting. Like, once you start, like, you know, it'll roll from there.
It is. Like with your podcast, like, it's a lot of people who want to start a podcast. It's a lot of people want to if you want to reach out to somebody who's doing it and just do it. Ask a friend who has a camera. You know, just record it on your phone if you don't have a camera. We make up all these excuses we tell ourselves, and you know, we put ourselves in our own way. When you can just say, hey, can you show me how you did that? Can you record me? You mind recording me? And this is our whole podcast, you know? Start somewhere. Just start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good advice. I'm taking heed to that as well.
You're doing it. You're doing it. You're doing it.
Right in the thick of it, you know, right in the thick of the fear and the criticism and whatever, you know, may come my way.
Right.
But, you know, push through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the song? If you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. You ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. Right? So, perfect. You get some haters and you popping, you know? But if you don't have nothing, you can't be popping.
Yeah.
Yeah. So get something, get some haters, now you popping. Perfect. That's it. That's how it goes.
So what do you feel is the best song that you have out to date? Like if I were talking to a friend and I wanted to put them on to Richie J, like what music would, or what song rather, would you tell me to share with this friend?
As an artist, as a song, it actually released today. I was shocked because I queued it up to get released today. I totally forgot about it. I didn't do any promo. That's my weak point. But it's a song called I Pray. And it's really introspective. It's really about like single moms and growing up in the hood and like praying for the people in the hood that really actually going through it and like they're trapped in the trap. Like that's hard. Like so, and the beat bumps. You know, it's not really a slow eclectic track like most of my tracks, but this one's bumps. So I'd say put that one on. As a songwriter, one of my artists. Kiki J, we wrote her song called Breakthrough. Okay. It's about a time she went through in her life where, you know, she went through this heartbreak and now she's breaking through all of that nonsense that she went through. So I'd say as a songwriter, Breakthrough by Kiki J, and I Pray that was released today. Hey. You can go get that on all your streaming platforms and yes.
Run it up.
Run it up. Run it up.
Run up.
But Run Up I Pray. That's a good one. That's a good one.
So I know you mentioned your daughter, right? But who else do you make your music for? Like, if you were to have a performance and look out into the crowd, like, who do you hope to see in the audience? Who do you hope is there? Who do you hope is on the other side of pressing play?
I want my shows to be everybody, white, black. I just don't want a black audience or just a white audience. I just want everybody's feel good music. Like, you know, I went to one of my favorite artists, Rex Life Raj. I went to one of his concerts, and it's just black, white, Indian. Everybody's just loving on each other. It's a really good, feel good vibe atmosphere. So that, and not just my daughter, my son. I got a nine-year-old and a 9-month-old. It's a big gap, but it's a lot. But yeah, just I make my music for people, for real life people, 9-to-5 people. I don't make my music for jet life people. Like I don't have a jet. I don't have a jet. So you know, the music's good. The music's good, but I just make it for, you know, the people I know.
Right.
The people I interact with every day, my friends that actually go through things and they need to heal, or, you know, they're from the hood and they pray for their people back home too that really can't make it out the trap. Like, so that's what I make my music for.
Okay. What message do you hope that these folks take away from your music?
It's okay to love yourself first, and everything else will fall into place. It's okay to have a hard day and turn it around later on that day. Like, you know, it's okay to smile. It's okay to say I love you. That's what I want people to know from my music. It's okay. You don't have to paint this facade because that's what your favorite rapper is doing. Like, you can like that music, but you can like the shit you like too. Like the stuff you like too, you know?
Absolutely. So. Absolutely. It's that vulnerability, man. Like, it's definitely that vulnerability that ends up connecting people and makes people connect with your art.
Thank you.
How would you describe your sound overall? Like the type of music that you make, like how would you describe your own sound?
eclectic hip hop. It's at times a little bit off the wall. At times it feels country. At times it feels alt pop. At times it feels R&B. So at times it feels emo. A lot of times it feels emo. I'm an emotional person. It's just how I'm feeling. Yeah, very, very eclectic. Very emo, but still hip hop. Still R&B. Yeah.
I like it. All right, y'all. I think that about brings us to the end of the interview here. Richie, I do want to thank you for taking the time out just to hang out with us here today, so that we could learn more about you and your artistry. Also, shout out to the people in your life. Shout out to y'all. Like, I don't know what y'all do with this man, but he's incredible. Like, he's an incredible artist.
Hi, Mom.
Gotta get the shameless.
Gotta get the mom in there.
Yeah, you're definitely putting timeless music out into the world. You know, yeah, you're doing good work. You're putting good things out here.
Thank you, Miss Jackie. I really appreciate that. That means a lot to me.
So let the people know where can they find you?
Ooh, if the people want to find me, I'm Batman. I'm not Batman. If the people want to find me, I'm Richie J Music on all social media platforms. Yeah, that's it. For RichieJmusic.com if you want to buy some tracks and all that good stuff.
Yes, plug yourself. Yourself.
Richie J Music, Richie J Music, Richie J Music. BeatStars.com, Richie J Music, all of that good stuff. Richie J Music.
Hey, don't forget it.
Don't forget it. Run it up.
Well, y'all, that brings us to the end of another episode. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Once again, thanks Richie J for joining us today. And yeah, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you next time.
Back in that bag again. Whoa, yeah. Hey. Back in that, yeah. Tell them to watch it. Now I ain't talking my pockets. Just know we ain't running out the way that we stock it. If I got it, you got it. If I call it, she slide and tell her to mop it. Yeah, I got that on. Then she took that thing off and bring it around. Going at it till I'm on. Put that 90 in a hole, I'm beating it down. I'm back in that bag again. Whoa. Oh, say less. I'm back in that bag again. Yeah. Oh, say less. I'm back in that. Yeah. What you doing? Yeah. I'm back in that. Hey, where you going? Hey, back in that bag again. Don't bring me around your friends. You know that I'm bagging them. Request me on Facebook, no, I ain't adding them. Positions I had her in. Hit from the back, that was splattering. Calling her friend, tell her pull up. Word, let's make it a gathering. They loving the swag. Baby, nah, I'm addict now, but she loving the splash again. I just be cashing in her buns, just like a wedding, I'm crashing in. Hundreds on hundreds, I'm moving and grooving.